Welcome to new session. In this session, I will guide you how to create the Elastic container service, or you can say ECS service, on the AWS using Terraform modules. So I have created a Terraform file for you guys. I'm using module. The module name is demo cluster US West 1. I'm using default module as usual. I never created myself. Cluster name is as usual. I'm using variables, all the value of the name of the cluster inside the variables, and I'm using some forget capacity providers. Weight is 50 and forget sport is also 50. This is basically cluster. Inside the cluster we need to create service, task definition and container definitions. Okay, so for service, create the service, so I'm also using the service name is demo. Okay, I'm just replacing the name with the demo ECS service name. Okay, this is my module name. Okay, and this is the my module source, and this is the my cluster ARN. This is the ARN is come from here, demo cluster US West 1. And this is my CPU and memory, each and everything CPU and memory also in I'm using from the variables. um, um, Let me show you here. So I'm using demo purpose CPU is only for the memory to 512 MB, and the CPU is only 256. You can see here 256. This is the CPU units. Go back to my file, and I also added a few notes for you guys. If you want to create a custom IAM roles and you don't want to use to Terraform module create the role from by self, then you can enable these options. Just uncomment and add create a new IAM role, attach the policy, and then you can use this configuration as it is. Here is the container definition. The container definition is I'm using for the container var demo ECS container west 1. Again, this is also in my variables, so you can see here. Then I'm using ECR. In the last video I just created the ECR, so this is my ECR file. I'm using ECR name ECR US West. I'm using resources, not module. This is very straightforward. Go back to again my ECS.tf file. You can see here the ECR US West 1 repository UR is latest, is my latest image. At the moment there's no any image. We are just trying to create a only for the cluster task definition, container definition. I never push any image in that video. Okay, and then you need to add the some port mapping, your container port. I also am using the demo HTTP port is 80, is also in variables. Host port is also 80, so I'm using host port is also 80 and container port is also 80. This is also additional block if you want to enable the logs, and you can just enable this block and uncomment, and you can use this as a you want to check the all logs in your CloudWatch and what's happened in your container inside and task definition and services. Then you can see in the AWS logs, you just enable here. But for now demo purpose we don't need to do to enable these options, because we are not executing any application inside the containers. So that's the reason I have just disabled this block. And here is like I'm using security group and security. I also created a security group from module, so I'm using module name is here. Subnet and subnet ID, I'm using, as you know, I created the VPC from the module, so I'm using module.vpc demo VPC US. This is my module name, and private subnet I created the two subnet. Remember, this is the my private subnet. I am public for the load balancer. Now I need to attach the load balancer into my ECS cluster. So this is the configuration block of the attach of the load balancer into the ECS cluster. So I also created the earlier video of load balancer from the Terraform module. So this is my Terraform module name, and this is the target ARN. Container port also I'm using the same container name from the variables, and container port HTTP port is 80 also in variable. So let me push this. First of all I need to execute Terraform init from my local PC. I would like to check is there any error or not. Terraform plan, then there's no any error. So I would like to push to my git repo, creating ECS cluster for demo. Save and comment all changes and sync my changes. Once I sync the changes, obviously, as you remember, I'm using AWS. Sorry, I'm using GitLab, and GitLab is connected from the Terraform cloud. And here is my AWS. You can see there's no any cluster right now. I'm using US West one for demo purpose. I can show you there's no any task definition is empty. I can show you there's no any namespace, nothing. Each and everything is new for you are creating first time. So just click here. There's a 14 view, 14 resources to creating by Terraform cloud. So you can see here's the each and every resources. I don't need to create by IAM role from manually, because you can see in the module by default is creating the all required IAM roles and permissions, each and everything. If you want to create a customize, then obviously you can create a IAM role and then enable the IAM role configuration from Terraform file, and then you can able to create the on customization IAM role. So the plan has been done, right? Just I'm confirm and apply. That's it. Let's wait and see what happened. Meanwhile, I will show you here, and there's no anything again. Okay, and obviously ECR is there. Last session I created the ECR repo, how to create the ECR. So ECR is there, is private repository is there. Okay, you can see this is my ECR repository. So this is created by the last session, and in today's session we just create another resources. So still is applying, 8 has been created, 7 is still applying. So let me go and check here. Just refresh the page. It's creating, okay, pending, and namespace, no, nothing. The task definition is also created right now. um, Let me check on my here. F14 has 14 resources has been created, each and everything from created by Terraform. Let me go again to my cluster. This is my cluster name. I would like to check the service. This is service. At the moment that there's no any task running, because I never push any image into my ECR. So that's the reason you can see here the 0/1, it means zero task is running. So go to in task, so no task here. If you want to check is there any stop task, you can see this is a stop task, and the type is forget, and you can see this is my service name, and this is my task definition. If I go to the task definition, I can see the what I added in the task definition. This is my container name, this is my ECR repositories, this is my mapping ports, and this is timeout. mm, if I want, this is created by Terraform module. I never created myself, because I disabled from the Terraform code. If you want add customization logs, then you can add it, otherwise you don't need to do anything. So, and this is my CPU unit of my container definition, and you can see this is a memory, and what is the platform and operating system would I like to run the um, environment. So that's it pretty much. Hopefully you will enjoy this video, and see you on next session. Thank you.